Hi all, welcome back to Learning Partner. So we have started React.js tutorial with TypeScript. Again, the concept are same with JavaScript and the TypeScript also, but most of the time TypeScript get used while working on the live project, right? So that's why I have gone with the TypeScript. Now we completed all the basic topics. Like by this, whatever the topics we have completed so far, you know the understanding of React.js. Ki how does React work? If you are already an Angular developer or a Vue.js developer, whatever the understanding you had it over there, whatever the logic has you, right? So that same logic will work it over here, but just context syntax will be here and there, right? So we started with project creation, then events, data binding. We have seen some hook like use state, use effect, some hooks from router also. Then conditional rendering. How do we hide and show? Then how do we show elements display? Let's say you have an array of employee and you want to display into the table by using map. How do we show that? How do we use props? Reusable component, pass data from parent to the child, child to the parent. Then we started API integration. So with 3 episodes, we have completed get, post, put, delete. So we basically completed a complete CRUD application. Then I have explained ki why we don't keep our API call function into our component. We create a service for that. And in service, we move our all API function code. Then we saw validation. Ki in React.js, how do we achieve form validation? So we need Zod, right? Then React form, then and Zod resolver. So combining three library, we achieve the validation. Now all the basic topics are completed. With this knowledge, you can start a small application and you can obviously complete because whatever basic things are there, you already know. Now, in this episode, we are going to set up a React.js project setup. How do we set up the folder architecture and everything? Basically, either you call it as a setup or to set up the architecture, right? Now, before moving ahead, if you are new to my channel, please do subscribe. In video description, you will be finding a link of my WhatsApp group. You can join that. Mock interviews, any career related advice, or you have any issues related to React.js or Angular, you can always come back to me. So to get no notification or to connect with me, join my WhatsApp group. Now, so earlier we were start using the same project for completing all this. Now I'm going to create a new project because I have to set up the whole folder structure. So let's create a new folder, new project. So this is the same folder which I'm using. Let's open a command prompt over here. So the name I'm giving as project setup. Fine. So this is the name I'm giving to my folder project. Enter. Why it is taking time? Why it is asking me to install again? We already had it. Anyway, now what you need? You need React.js project. So let's select React.js. Then what you need? TypeScript project, right? You don't want to go with the JavaScript. You want to go with TypeScript. So I'm selecting TypeScript. Then it is asking you, do you need OX linked or ES linked? So I'm going with ES linked. Do you need install with npm and start now? So we will say yes. So it will create the project. It has created the project. Now installing the dependencies from npm. So here you can see we got the basic folder structure created. Let's copy the path. Now I will open it into VS Code. So it's a completely blank project. Okay. Right click. Why it is not? It might open the existing project. Let me open it. Find open folder. Right? So whatever the project we create, that we are opening into VS Code. So currently node module folder is not there because that process is ongoing. See, it is installing all the packages, whatever we have by default in our package.json. Now I'm not going through the files and information that I have already covered. Now, so consider you are working in a MNC or a product base, right? According to different project and where you are working, what type of a project it is, you set up a very vast level of folder structure. It needs very scenario or your project complexity also should be like that. Then you set up that much complex architecture. Okay. Again, we won't architecture won't be the right word because it is just a folder structure. If it is a backend application, yeah, there we might call it as architecture, but here it is just we are achieving the folder structure, right? So SRC is the thing where we have everything, right? In SRC, asset folder is there. Here you keep your images, like icon or some styles you create. So all that you can create over here. So just to separate it out, right? So let's say images, one folder I'm creating. Then let's say you are using some icons file. So icons, or what do we call it? Let's say some CSS, some style CSS you are creating related to particular module. So that also you can create over here. So styles. Okay. So in asset folder, you will have this thing. Let's move this to into images folder. So in asset folder, these are the three subfolders you will have. If you are going to use any images, so that you put it over here. Icons will go over here. If you want to create some extra CSS, so that will go over here. Fine. Now, after that, in React.js, we can create a reusable component, right? Let's say it can be your reusable table, alert box, anything it can be. So for doing that, you can create a folder, like we can call it as a components. Okay. Components. Now here in components, you can create all the common component, reusable component, you will call it. So here I will create one more folder that will be common. So common as in these are the reusable component actually, which you are going to use in another components. And one more folder I will need that will be layout. So these are not reusable component, but these are not individual pages also. So in component, we will create our reusable component. Let's say uh, my table, let's say custom table dot tsx. So here you will have custom table, and let's say you will have alert component. Here you will have your alert, bootstrap alert, right? Then in layout component, what you need? Things related to your layout, you know, navbar, .tsx, navbar will go over here. Then let's say you have footer. So footer related HTML will go over here. So we just want to separate everything. Then what do we call it? Main layout where actual component is going to render. So for that also you can create. Okay. So this layout related things you will keep it over here. Common related, your actual reusable component will go over here. So these are the things which we can have in our component folder. Then the actual pages, what you are going to access by the route. So we will call it as a pages. Just let me pages folder, right? Now what do we have in it pages folder? These are the components. Again, these are components only, but these are the component which you are going to access by route. Okay. So like, let's say if we talk about alert component, custom table, or navbar, these are not the component which you are going to access by the route, right? So component actually features. So here in pages folder, again, you can create a subfolder. Let's say you want to set up your folder structure according to the feature wise. So let's say employee, let's say this is an employee management application. Okay. So you will create your first folder, let's say employee. Then you will have dashboard, right? All the component related to employee will go over here. Add employee dot tsx. Then let's say employee list component, employee list dot tsx. Getting it? So all the component related to employee feature will go over here. Then dashboard, let's say dashboard dot tsx. This is your parent page. Inside dashboard, let's say you have some graph, you have some statistic. So let's say total count due. So that will go over here. Now this total count, you will use it in the dashboard. This is your parent page, but inside that, these are your components which you are going to use over here. So instead of keeping whole HTML code over here, you are separating it. Let's say you have some graph, right? So daily visit something graph is there. Daily visit dot tsx. So in this component, you will have your graph. So that again, you will render it over here. Getting it? So all the feature related component will you will keep on creating over here. These are the, again, if you talk about dashboard, only this route you will create, but these are the child component of it, which you are going to use it over here. Okay. So in pages folder, you will keep all the feature related components. Then we don't create our, though we don't write our API call into directly component. So we need services. So what you will do, you will create services folder. So all the services, let's say employee what do we call it? Employee list service, then employee.ts, then let's say user related service dot ts. All the services you will keep it over here. Let's give it at the small case. We should not be capital. Getting it? All the services will go over here. Okay. Services folder. According to the feature also you can create. Some project what they do now in feature only they will put the services. Let's say you have a service which is only holding all the employee related API calls and function. So instead of keeping it global, you keep it over here, and global you keep it over here. As I said, according to the project, your scenarios will keep on changing. Okay. So this is your services folder. Then till now we have not seen how do we create a custom hook, but we can create your custom hook also. So to store that, we need a folder. We will call it as hooks. Inside this folder, you will keep all your custom hooks, right? Let's say auth, employee, user employee, you need some cards, anything it can be. Validation related hooks, correct? Filter related hook. So all the hooks you will create it over here. Okay. Then in React.js, we have context, right? If you want to share some data across different components, so we use context hooks. To store that, we create a context folder. So context folder over here. Here you will create your all context. Okay. Related, let's say auth related data, login related data is there. Some data is there, master related data that you keep it over here. Then we have types. We don't use any when. So, we created interface. Sometimes we create types. So everything has to be in a global. Sometimes, let's say you created interface for employee list, and that interface same you are going to need it in another component also. So we keep it global. So it will be in a common place. So for that, we will create a folder like types. So inside types, you will create all the interfaces. Let's say you need employee dot. We can give an extension again like model dot ts or type dot ts something. Let's say some interfaces you are going to need for dashboard dot type dot ts. All your interface and type will go over here, right? After type, you need util folder. Now, what is util folder? Constant. Overall, your application, you have some hard code or static data. So, we should not hard code anything, or we should not have some static data. So everything should derive from constant. We are going to see that. So you create a util folder for that. And inside that, what you do? Constant file first. So let's say constant dot ts file. So this is your first file, that is constant dot ts. Here you will create your all the constant, let's say validation messages, your regular expression, rules, what rules are there, anything, whatever you hard code. Instead of hard code, you should derive it from the constant. Then you need helper files. Let's make it small. Helper file as in these are pure functions which doesn't need your global state, any state. These are pure function which accept some parameter and it will return you some output. So helper function, we are seeing that we are going to use this folder structure only to complete our project. So there we will use one by one thing. Then you will understand the actual use case of it. In this particular episode, I'm just going to complete the folder structure. After this, we will start a small application. There we are going to use all of it. Helper.ts. So here you will all reusable functions, pure functions will be there. Okay. Then let's say you need functions which local storage, session storage, cookies. Sometimes we store so much of data, so to implement to unique just to separate it, right? So sometimes we create storage.ts. So here you will have all the logic related to storage, either session storage, local storage. Keep your functions over here, right? Then routes. So in the tutorial, we have created all the routes into our app.tsx, but in actual application, we create routes separately. So that we are going to create. So for that, sorry, it should be your files folder. So you create a folder for storing all your routes. Here your app routes dot tsx will be there. So here you will keep your all your routes. Okay. Sometimes we have, if your application has a login, so we need some protected route also. So we just create These are the routes which will be global. One more route file you will create that will be protected route. Routes which you are going to access only after you are logged in. So that route you will keep it over here. Okay. So this is what our folder structure should be. So components, reusable component will go over here, layout related component will go over here. Then context, whatever the context you create will go over here. Custom hooks will go over here. Pages, these are the actual components which you are going to access by the routes. But again, some child component also create. Sometimes if your project is small, directly in the pages, you will create the components. If your project is big, according to the feature, you create a folder and inside that you keep your folder just to separate, right? Then we have routes, services, all the services. Here also, again, you can create a folder structure according to the service, according to the feature also. Types, here you will create all the interfaces and the type and the classes. Then util folder, constant, helper file, and the storage related things, you will keep it over here. Okay. So this is what folder structure, at least this is basic. Let it be any React.js projects. You will see all these things over there. Yeah. In some project, it will be more complex, but ultimately it will be almost same. Okay. Naming convention can be sometimes different, but the logic, how we are separating the things and how we are maintaining our folder structure will be the same. Okay. So I hope how do you set up the folder structure? You are able to go, you are able to understand it, what I have delivered. If you are following the whole series, like we completed basic series, after that, this is the next thing. How do you set up the folder structure? Again, some advanced things are there that we are going to see in the project, right? So again, if you are new to my channel, please do subscribe. In video description, you will be finding a link of my WhatsApp group. You can join that to connect with me. Thank you. We will start the project from next video where we will complete employee management or e-commerce application, one of the small application I will choose, which everyone should be able to understand and relate properly. Thank you. Thanks for watching.